What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Jesus Coin today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. We're sitting at 6-0-1-1-1-8, you guys. I'm thinking about buying some Jesus Coin, man. I really am. Foregone, waiting for the lows. You know, of course, I'll buy here, and then it'll pull back, right? But this thing, you just never know with this thing, man. It can turn up the heat at any moment. We're right at the same area in the RSI that we were whenever we broke out, right at the end of our consolidation phase. Right at the end of our consolidation phase, we've already broken out. We're in the same area in the RSI. We might, like, who knows? If it's not this week or next week, it's sometime within the next 4 weeks, man. We'll be up above here. And up above there, just so you know what I'm saying, is our most recent highs that we had about a week ago. That's a 36 to 50% move in a very short amount of time. And obviously, I expect that we're going to go a lot higher than that. And I think that we will, man. I think that we're in the middle of the breakout right now. I was just hoping for a little bit of standard volatility to pull back, but we're just not seeing it, man. Daily RSI looks very good, very healthy. 4-hour RSI looks very strong as well. Can't deny it. So, you know, like I said down here, like I said on all these days, right? I would be more comfortable. And of course, in hindsight, I wish I bought down here versus here, but I'm more comfortable buying here than I would have been down here because I was expecting it to go lower. Now I'm not certain. I'm not so certain that it will go below this. It might go lower than the current price, but I'm more confident that this was the low of this move and that we're not going to see dramatically lower prices. So more confident that I will have less risk involved with any purchase that I make, if that makes any sense. That's why, and it's different than maybe how most people think. It's just a style that I've adopted over time. Is that I would rather buy when I'm more confident that it's not moving down. It just I don't know. It helps calm the nerves, which you really shouldn't let your nerves dictate your moves anyways, but I feel like it's less risky, and I don't know. I feel like it's just the way that I do things. So anyways, looking at it on a weekly basis looks fine. Let's talk about the all-time highs, guys. From a current high, all-time high, to our relative low that we just had based on this whole long phase of consolidation, the current price to the minimum expected target would take us to about a 10x. 900% is a 10x, so about a 10x, not quite a 10x, but about that is our minimum target, okay? The maximum expected target would be a 21x, and I very much, very, very, very much expect that we will see this by the end of this year, probably even by the end of fall, if not in the very beginning of winter, right? End of Q3, beginning of Q4, somewhere in that time frame is what I'm thinking. 21x. It does not have to stop there. We could go further. We could see as much as a 41x. We could see more than that. It's hard to say. Time will tell. But let's just compare again, you know, these previous cycles. Obviously, this one was crazy. We're not going to see this kind of movement right from low to high. We're not going to see a is that 839x? We're not going to see that, right? We're not going to see an 839x, no, in that short amount of time. From here, high to low or low to high, we saw a 61, almost a 62x. I don't think that it'll divide by that much. I don't think like how 800, like 61x divided by an 800 and something x, I don't think it's going to equate to the same. Like we're not going to see a 5x here or whatever that amount would be. But let's just say it's like a third of a 61x. That would be a 20x, which actually lines up with our maximum expected area, which is the 1618, or the high to the low there. Oh wait. Oh yeah, that's I'm sorry. We're measuring from the overall move. So not from the current area, a 20x would be at the 1618, but from the low, okay, so it would actually be the minimum move, which is still that's still like what, an 8x, 7x from here? 9x. Oh yeah, it's a 10x. It's around, it's just below a 10x. That's right, from the current price. So that's if we saw like a third of the last move's percentage gains. If we saw half, which would be roughly a 30x, that put us right in the middle of the zone, which would give us from the current price about a 15 to a 16x. And if we saw all the way up to the 1618, that's still below the maximum that we saw over last time. If we saw a 60 something x, that would put us up here at 503557, or 503s, somewhere around there probably, right? Let's see. Try to get it closer. Yeah, 503s, somewhere in that zone. And at that point, I would think we go higher, right? If we were to break the 1618, I would think we go higher. The only difficulty in assuming that that happens is then we're calling for a larger move than we had before. And maybe it is a larger move. It is possible. It's absolutely possible. It's not something I'm betting on, but it could happen. I wouldn't throw it out the window, but that's talking about a what would likely be like an 80 to 90x by the end of this year. I don't know if that's going to happen. It could. I don't know if it will. I feel more grounded, more solid. I'm sorry, not an 80 to 90x by the end of this year, but from the low to a high, it would be an 80 to 90x, right? Overall, from the current price, that'd be more of like a probably like a 35 to 45x, somewhere in there, closer to a 40x. I very much would love to see that, right? Wouldn't we all? We'd love to see, and it is Jesus coin. Anything can happen, but I feel the most confident in calling for this 1618, 1272 area, especially because from our last high to low, we literally topped off right there at the 1414. So, going off of that, halfway through last cycle's move, or the last phase's movement of a 60x. If we saw like a 30x, that'd put us like right at the 1414. So perhaps we do see prices right there at about 5016, 5015, 5017, somewhere in that zone. Nonetheless, guys, here we are sitting at 601112. I'm feeling like buying some more Jesus, man, honestly. I don't know if I will. I don't know if I will because I've actually got my eyes on something else that probably won't gain as much as this, but it still stands to gain a decent amount. I just have enough Jesus, and it didn't come down, man. It didn't come down like I wanted it to. And it's not in me to chase, but even if I am chasing here, I think it'll do some solid growth. It's not guaranteed. It's hard to say. Oh, I don't know. I'm having a hard time with this. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking about my own problems. Jesus coin's looking bullish, moving up. Those lower lows are not going to happen. We've absolutely done it. We might move down a little bit from here, but so what? That doesn't matter. We're moving up inevitably. High to low, I would actually expect that if we move down, we probably hold that 601 area. We probably do if we move down. If not, we're likely going to continue to move up to 60125 and beyond. Probably 602s. We'll see that 602 area for a while. And for the first time in a long time, I think this is the beginning right now. We're in it. We're in it right now, guys. A sustained move above this 123 moving average that has given us hell, literally given us hell, since we've broken below it. It will no longer be a pest. It'll be something in the past. We will just further and further diverge from it and move away from it. I think this is it. I think this is the time right now. So I'm excited to see that, excited to say that. If I'm wrong and we happen to go below there, I will be buying more. I'll do my part in keeping us from going too much lower than that, right? And anyways, guys, that's all I got to say. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. Jesus coin is absolutely looking bullish. Excited to see what happens over the coming months. Definitely by the end of the year, I think it's going to do phenomenal. So take care, everybody. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.